Aloha. I'm Paul Norman, and I'm the Executive Director of Neighborhood Place of Puna. And today I'm going to talk a little bit about our Family Resource Center. And really, to do that, I have to talk a little bit about the origins of Neighborhood Place of Puna itself, because Neighborhood Place of Puna was founded as a family resource center. And in particular, we were founded as a response to the high rates of child removal in Hawaiʻi County by child welfare services, and in particular, removal of children in families that identified as Native Hawaiian. And, many of these families were just families who were struggling to get by. This idea arose that maybe if we create a resource in the community, create a resource center in the community that's family friendly, that's really focused on serving the whole family, that provides resources and services and supports for family, that maybe all those families who are just struggling to get by can do a little bit better and won't get on child welfare's radar. And that's kind of how that's how Neighborhood Place of Puna got started. And, by and large, we have been very, very successful. And what we do is, it's a simple idea. Is we are a drop-in center that any family in Hawaiʻi County can access. And we have a handful of services to address immediate needs. So we have a diaper bank, very, very popular for parents with younger children, but also a lot of other emergency supplies that we can provide, as well as housing support. So if you're struggling to remain housed as a family, we can help you with that. If you've become homeless, we can help you find a path out of homelessness. And also, we can just provide support to you as a parent and as a family if you're struggling, right? Because we know that parenting is hard, and sometimes parents just need some feedback, some advice, some guidance, or maybe just a sympathetic ear. And so that's what the Family Resource Center is. And over the years, we have try to build our capacity to serve more and more families. I think in the first year when we opened in 2002, we served something like 45 or 50 families. Last year, we served 341 total families that contained 850 children. And of those, 53%, or 451 children, were between the ages of 0 and 5 years, right? So 0 to 5 is a very developmentally crucial age. So the fact that we can help families during this time is extra important. And unfortunately, what we're seeing is that the demand for services, the request from parents, continues to increase. And we know that when we look at the data about the economics in Hawaiʻi County and in the state, things are not looking good, right? So if we look at the ALICE data, so ALICE stands for Asset Limited, Income Constrained, Employed, right? So these are families that are working but don't have a lot of resources. And if you're an ALICE family, it probably means you're cutting on something very essential to keep your family going, right? So maybe you're paying too much for housing, and so you have to trim your food budget, or you're driving a car that isn't registered, or, lots of these little sacrifices that families make. And so what we see is that in Hawaiʻi County, 47% of all households, so almost half of all households, are ALICE or below. Either they're an ALICE household or they're in poverty. And when we look statewide, we look at the statewide data and we look specifically at family households, what we see is that 79% of single female-headed households with children are at or below the ALICE threshold. And for single male-headed households with children, it's 67% that are at or below ALICE. So we know families are struggling, right? Being a parent is hard. And then if you're financially struggling to put food on the table, to pay your rent, that's phenomenally stressful. And Neighborhood Place of Puna, and particularly our programs that are focused on family and our Family Resource Center, are here to help those families in whatever way we can, right? Because we're about responding to the family's need, right? We are a strength-based program. That means when a family comes to us, we don't focus on all the things that they may not have or the things that they're doing that may be less than ideal. We really focus on their strengths, right? So great strength is just asking for help, right? That's a huge strength, especially in our society today. But the fact that they're stretching their dollar like to incredible lengths to take care of their children, or they're hustling and working a job and paying for childcare and paying for rent. Those are huge strengths, but they're exhausting, right? So the Family Resource Center really starts from this strength-based approach. We trust that you as a parent know what you need to thrive, what you need to make it through the next week or the next month or the next couple of months. And we want to support you in achieving that. And then the other aspect of the Family Resource Center is we're really prevention focused, right? So we exist to help families before they're in full on crisis mode, right? Things are wobbling a little bit. There's some struggles, some unexpected expenses, something happens, and hopefully families feel comfortable enough to come to us early on so that it's a small adjustment. So we can help the family make this small correction. Maybe they need to be connected to a resource to help them pay rent because their car broke down. They had to choose between fixing the car so they could go to work and paying rent on time. Those kinds of things, right? Or maybe, they're a single parent and they're struggling because their child just won't go to bed, right? Or they're struggling to potty train, or they're struggling with all these kinds of very normal and natural childhood behaviors, but can just feel overwhelming for parents. And that's really what the Family Resource Center is about. It really exists to support families so they can they can find and get connected to the resources they need. They can access various skills. They can find different opportunities and just get the support they need, even if that support is simply a sympathetic ear, so that they can create a safe, stable, and nurturing home in which to raise their children. So if you'd like to know a little bit more about Neighborhood Place of Puna and the work that we do, or if you'd like to make a donation, please visit neighborhoodplaceofpuna.org. If you like this video, please click on the like button, and please subscribe and follow our channel so that you'll find out when the next video comes out. Aloha and have a wonderful week.